What's happening, road dogs and highway hounds? My thoughts on ICOs. ICO, even the name of it is something reminiscent of an IPO, an initial public offering of like a stock or whatever, which is heavily regulated by the SEC, right? So you've got an ICO, and I don't really understand a whole lot about ICOs, but now you got the ban going on in China, and people don't really know. When people tell me that I'm an expert on this stuff, I know there's a severe lack of knowledge out there, because I don't know nothing. I don't even know where I'm going. I think I need to turn here. Back roading it today on the way to work. But some donkeys over there. And a goat. Howdy acres. That's pretty cool. A little off the beaten path. Horses. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, ICOs. So they're reminiscent of an IPO. Basically, I think it's some kind of a cryptocurrency thing that's like that. And an IPO, it's kind of one of my loose dreams is to take a company public someday, and have an IPO. But it's not, I don't know, it's not like a pressing thing for me. I would have, I don't want to get into that. But anyway, yeah, so an ICO. First of all, Litecoin was created by Charlie Lee. Everybody thought it was the second cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was made and then Litecoin was made. So you had the gold and silver. But there were like 10 other ones out there or something, and Charlie Lee was looking at them and he's like, these are all scams, they're all scammers out there trying to make money off you. Like, I'll leave names out of it, but you just have to assume that any new coin has got some dirty things going on about it. If you don't, you're a fool. But Charlie Lee released his publicly in front of everybody, and that's why it's been so trusted since 2011, something like that. October 2011, I can't remember. But anyway, then that's why I pound a drum for Litecoin so much, is because I know I can trust it. All these, this is awesome. You got to check out IOTA, but it's a pre-mine, but whatever. I can't help it, man. I can't do a pre-mine, man. Who got them? Who got them coins? How many? And are they being honest? You just don't know. So it's not a good place to store value. If you're into gambling, go for it. You know what I mean? But I ain't a gambler. The house always wins, and it ain't my house. So anyhow, these ICOs, I could do an ICO for Liberty Freight Service, but I don't. And why don't I? Because first of all, it is unregulated. Bitcoin rocks the boat. Bitcoin and Litecoin rock the boat. But, and I like rocking a boat. I like making people nervous, But, there's a big difference between disruption and destruction. You know what I'm saying? And I like disruption. I don't like destruction necessarily, unless it's something that needs to be destroyed. But everybody waves out here in the country, except me. I'm a jerk. But so then anyway, China bans ICOs. Why'd they do that? I don't know why they did it, but I don't necessarily like ICOs anyway. It's totally unregulated. It's just I don't trust it. You can't trust all this stuff. And you just can't trust. You can't trust people. And there's a reason why the SEC exists. There's a reason for regulation, you know. But we know governments, when they don't know what to do, they just like to ban things. Ban it, you know. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to an ICO necessarily in my company. I'd need to be educated on it. But I don't really see the need. I mean, if you're trying to raise funds, that's one thing. But I just I get this, there's a nervous thing about it. Why are they banning it? Because there is shady stuff going on with them. There's a lot of shady stuff. There's a lot of shysters. There's a lot of crooks and thieves out there trying to take advantage of you. And they talk this up and talk that up. I don't listen to any of it. I don't listen. Well, I mean, I listen to it, but I don't want to get involved. So the ICO thing is just, it's a non-issue for me. I mean, Bitcoin and Litecoin aren't affected by it. I mean the prices, right? People freak out and they don't understand it and they sell, whatever. You know. But yeah, just watch out for them ICOs. If you're doing all these ICOs and you're trading, more than likely you're a gambler. I mean, I am more of an investor. I'm not a gambler. I mean, I was watching the price shoot up, and I kind of like looking at the charts, and a lot of people have told me, you know, that I should trade because I, you know, have made some pretty good calls, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna make a call tomorrow and, you know, or whatever. And I'm wrong a lot, and you know, it's like the whole gambler thing. They only show you their lottery ticket when they win. You know, hey, look at this. I just spent $500 and I only won. I got a $2 and a free ticket, you know, or something like that. People don't tell you when they lose. But anyway, tree trimmers are out. So, I suppose that's all I really got to say about ICOs. I think regulation's good, you know, I mean, to a point, over-regulation, like the whole trucking industry. I mean, it's just like, oh, let's just screw up the whole thing, you know. I got this kid on here, or whatever, been driving for 4 months, and he thinks e-logs are a good thing. And it's like, dude, you have no clue, man. You have no clue. What have you experienced in 4 months of driving? I mean, normally I don't feed the trolls, but I think this guy's serious. You know, so I'm like, but, you know, I mean, in 4 months of driving a truck, he's like telling me I don't know what I'm talking about in trucking. It's like, okay. All right, man. Whatever. But no, but it is a very good example of over-regulation. Because I mean, the trucking industry is one of the most heavily regulated industries in the world, and these e-logs are just regulation. You know, it's one of the things, you know, like with Ethereum, e-logs are electronic logs. So you have a log in your computer in your truck. I mean, for the most part, they're pretty easy and they make life simple. But when you're driving over the road and you have totally different circumstances coming up, and you know, if you don't have a life and you just, you know, don't have a family life, or you know, you don't have any kids that miss you, or nobody at home that loves you, you know, and you're just out there, you know, well, whatever, you know, you can do whatever. But you know, most people, you know, you don't have to totally sacrifice your entire life to be a truck driver. You know, some people have families and whatnot, but you know, and you know, you have to plan things out, and some things are out of your control. You know, you blow a tire, bam, okay, so I'm going to shut down 40 miles outside of my house on my kid's birthday. I mean, I'm sure he hasn't had that happen to him in his first 4 months. But you know, things happen. You know? But what I'm saying, I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Some regulation is good, but regulation needs to be flexible. And regulation needs to be able to adapt to specific nuances of life, because life is not black and white. You know, law enforcement tends to think of it as black and white, but it's not always black and white. You know, and you know, that's a tough job. You know, legislators and law enforcement, whatever. That's, God bless you guys, because I wouldn't want your job. But anyway, what the heck am I talking about? ICOs. So that's about it with ICOs. It's not a big deal. Quit gambling. Use your common sense stuff with investing. And there's a lot of commotion going on here. Man, I'm out of here. Adios, muchachos.